Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today I want to talk about my top 5 favorite things of the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. If you're looking to make that switch from Apple or maybe just upgrading your existing Android phone, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I think this phone is definitely worth your purchase. Stay tuned, let's get right into it. Number 1, the battery. The battery on this phone is incredible. So I regularly get about 10 hours of battery life every single day. Now there's times that fluctuates, right? There may be days that I watch way more video and I might drop to 8 hours, or there's days that I don't watch any videos and I get a lot more battery life. So it kind of depends, but I average about, I would say 9 to 10 hours daily. Have you guys seen the battery life test where they take like all the different phones, they line them up in a line? They've got like the iPhone 15 Pro Max versus the Samsung and everything. I got no hate on those battery tests. But let's be real, nobody uses their phone that way, but the battery tests that I like are the ones that are real world usage. So there's a great battery test that is done by Zone of Tech. Check out his channel. I'm sure you guys are probably already subscribed, great YouTuber. And he gives a real world battery life test of this, just using it like a normal human being, not sitting on a desk for 24/7 to see when it dies. So his iPhone 15 Pro Max, it looks like he had about 9 hours and 30 minutes of usage. The S24 Ultra, he had 10 hours, 28 minutes. Could that change with the iPhone 16 Pro Max? Of course, but for now, if you want a phone and you don't care about iMessage, you don't care about iCloud or AirDrop or all these things that Apple offers that are actually good things, and you just want a phone that's gonna last you always, no matter what, S24 Ultra, definitely worth your money. Number 2, the screen. This screen is incredible. You get 2500 nits of peak brightness. You've got a Quad HD AMOLED display, 120 Hertz, 501 pixels per inch or PPI. You got vivid and poppy colors. When it comes to screens, this screen is immaculate. And there's actually one unique feature that they added, and this was their anti-reflective coating. And this helps with any glare and reflection. And I'm telling you, this thing, currently in the video I'm recording now, there's a glare on it. So I want you to look at the phone now. You see that glare? You can see my window, my front yard area. You can see that glare. I'm doing this sacrifice for you, YouTube. I use a screen protector all the time, and I'm taking off my screen protector just to show you how awesome this screen is. Now, this brings up an interesting point. If you don't care about, a screen protector, and you don't really rock a screen protector on your devices, this is a terrific feature for you. But if you use the screen protector like I do, because I'm a total klutz and I know that I'm gonna drop my phone and it's gonna drop on that one tiny little rock and it's gonna break my entire screen, then this feature doesn't matter, because the second you slap on a screen protector, as you can see here, it negates all the effects of the anti-glare coating. Check this thing out in the bright Florida sun and look how clear this is. This display on the S24 Ultra is incredible. Number 3, the AI features. To be completely honest with you, when this came out, when Samsung did their whole keynote thing, I looked at it and I was like, eh. When I got the phone and I started to investigate, I started watching some of these YouTube videos where they really did like a deep dive into these AI features, I got to admit, it is pretty cool. So the first thing I love, and this isn't exclusive to Samsung anymore, but they have the circle to search. So if you hold down your home button, or if you just have the navigation bar, you hold down towards the navigation bar, it activates a circle to search. So if you've ever used like Google's backwards image searching, when you go into the Google app, you hit the little camera icon, you can upload your own photo or you can take your own photo. It's very similar to that. But the reason why it's useful is because I don't have to take a screenshot, download it and then upload it into the Google application, then do a backward search on the image. All I gotta do is hold that down, circle it up, and it does the search for me. And it works really well. The other thing with AI that I use personally is with the Gallery app when I edit photos. I'm not very good at taking photos. I take photos for my wife, and sometimes I take them, they're crooked, right? So what I can do is I have a crooked photo that I really like, I can straighten it out, AI will generate those gaps. I mean, how cool is that? And apart from that, I can draw around a person or something that I want to delete, and then the AI will delete it and then generate what the AI thinks should be there to make the photo look good. And honestly, Samsung does an incredible job with this. I've been very satisfied with my AI generated photos. The only thing I hate, which I understand why they do it, is they put this little icon at the bottom where the user is able to recognize that this has been AI edited or AI generated. And I get why they do that, but man, it's so annoying having to go to edit, then they have to crop that crap out because it looks horrible. I don't want to look at it. Like, I know you can barely see it, but it gets to me. And lastly, with the AI, this is something that I didn't think I was going to use. Not to get religious on this channel. I don't care what you guys believe in. You believe in what you want to do. I'll do me, you do you, you know, we're all good, right? But I go to church, and at church, a lot of times I teach. And so what we teach is sometimes there'll be like we call them talks. So there'll be a talk talking about, who knows, right? Faith or some kind of church principle. And I'm going to read the talk, but I might not have time right in that moment. And I just want to get like the key points. Not only does it summarize it into a very easy to read bullet point summary, but if you wanted to expand on that summary, you can. So that is something that I have found that I use every single week. Number 4, and this is something I never thought I would use, but it is definitely better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. And that is the S Pen. So it goes right into your phone like this. With one click, you have access to a stylus. Samsung has kept the stylus on their Note devices, and this is technically a Note device. It's an S24 Ultra, but it's the Note device. It's just kind of rebranded, right? But when I have to do things like taking notes on the lock screen, so check this out. So if your screen is off and you think of something and you just want to take a quick note, you can jot that down on the screen and it's automatically saved into your notes folder. Now, apart from that, when you take out your S Pen, there are some options here, and there's a lot of things you can do with this, and I'm not going to go like do a deep dive on this, but I'm just going to share the ones that I use the most. So there's this one that's like a screen capture. So it's not really a screenshot, but you can use the S Pen to draw what you want to capture on the screen, and it takes an image of that capture. So it's like a snippet device if you guys use like Windows devices. Also, doing things as simple as taking notes. When you take out your S Pen, again, you have those icons for things you can do, and one of them is the notes. So the notes is something I use on a daily basis. I use it almost like a journal or a diary. There's just something nice about being able to write down a note. For whatever reason, I internalize things better when I write them down. So having this ability to write down a note quickly with the S Pen has been a game changer for my efficiency, but also just for my well-being. And lastly, just using the S Pen as a stylus. So when I'm going into photos, and remember in the previous section, I talked about the photo AI capabilities. So when I need to draw around people, make people, you know, bigger or smaller, delete items, you can use your finger, but you know, it's not gonna be as precise as using this tiny pinpoint of an S Pen. Number 5, One UI, and that is Samsung's personal software. I previously used an S8 Plus. It was a great phone. The thing is though, is that the only thing I hated about it was the software. Samsung has a dark history when it comes to their personal software. I mean, just Google Samsung TouchWiz and be amazed at all the complaints and hate that it got. The One UI has come a long, long way. As somebody who's owned multiple Pixel phones, this runs just as well or better than a Pixel running the latest Android software. And some of the things that I love about this software is first the customization. The customization on this phone is incredible. You can do just about anything. You can customize your icons, put different themes on it. Now, there are things that I would like to improve from Samsung. For example, I would love if I could hide the status bar. The app drawer is not vertical. To go into the app drawer and you gotta swipe horizontally, that's so annoying. I still hate that, and that's why Good Lock is incredible. It gives you additional features from Samsung. Things like one-handed operation. I use that on a regular basis. I love one-handed operation. And lastly, going into things like Samsung routines. Samsung has a ton of ways that you can make like an if this, then that type situation. For example, something very simple that I do is that I make it so that if I'm at this location being my workplace, when I get to my workplace, it will turn on my silent mode. And then when I leave my workplace, it will turn on my ringer. You can make it to where when you wake up, it can turn on your lights. You can link this in with your Hue lights. If you're connected to this Wi-Fi, it will do certain settings. Or maybe if you want to open up your bank application, I saw one where people were doing, if this bank application is open, turn off Wi-Fi. Because public Wi-Fi can be iffy sometimes, right? Less secure. All these things I've mentioned make the S24 Ultra a tool. It is not a fashion statement. It is a tool. This phone does everything. And that's why this phone remains in my pocket. Google doesn't do it as well. Apple doesn't do it as well. OnePlus doesn't do it as well. Samsung is the best manufacturer in the world, in my opinion, that gives you all the options that you might not use, but when you do use them, they're better than everybody else's. So those are my top 5 things about the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. What do you guys think? What do you use currently? Are you thinking about moving to the S24 Ultra? Thank you all for watching. Put your thoughts and comments down below. Give this video a like if you liked it, dislike if you didn't like it, and please subscribe for more. Stay tuned for the next video that will drop most likely on Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern, and I will see all of you next time.